We are taught to fight for relationships, to fix things, to over-explain our feelings when someone misunderstands us. We believe that if we just say the right words, they will finally respect us. But there's a hidden, profound danger in always trying to fix a broken dynamic. When you constantly fight to be heard, you reveal something crucial to the other person. You reveal that they have absolute power over your emotional state. In any human dynamic, the person who is most willing to walk away is the one who truly holds the most power. But walking away is not about throwing a childish tantrum. It is not about stomping your feet or blocking someone in a sudden fit of anger. That is just another emotional reaction. True power is quiet. It is the total, absolute withdrawal of your presence. Today, we are going to explore the psychology of the ultimate exit. Why walking away without a word is the most devastating move you can make. To understand this power, you must first grasp the psychology of value. There is an ancient, profoundly wise principle regarding exactly where you choose to put your energy. Do not cast your pearls before swine. It sounds harsh, but it is an undeniable truth about human behavior. Think for a moment about what a pearl represents. It is valuable. It takes years of patience to form. It is precious. Your time, loyalty, empathy, and vulnerability are your pearls. If you throw a pearl to an animal that only understands mud, what happens? The animal will not recognize its immense worth. It will not admire its shine. It will simply trample the pearl into the dirt. And then, frustrated that it wasn't food, it will turn around and aggressively attack you. This happens when you offer your best self to someone who lacks the capacity to value you. You offer them emotional depth. They trample it with cold indifference. You offer them unconditional loyalty. They trample it with disrespect. And then they falsely blame you for expecting too much. When someone tramples your value, what is your natural reaction? You try to explain the value of the pearl. You try to show them everything you have done and the sacrifices you have made for them. But here is the brutal, unavoidable truth that you must accept today. You cannot negotiate your value with someone who is blind to it. It is like trying to explain colors to someone who refuses to open their eyes. The best solution is never to stay and argue louder. The solution is never to write a longer message. The solution is simply to stop casting the pearls entirely. You gather your dignity, you collect your self-worth, and you walk away. However, deciding to walk away is only half of the equation. The other half is how you choose to leave. When a situation, a room, or a person no longer honors your presence, you must master the art of the clean exit. There is another ancient teaching designed for this exact moment. If a house or a town will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that place and shake the dust off your feet. Notice the instruction with care. It does not say, stay and demand a public apology. It does not say, start a dramatic argument to prove you are right. It simply says, leave and shake the dust. Shaking the dust is a psychological act of total emotional detachment. It means you are completely refusing to take their rejection with you. You are not carrying their unfair judgment, their drama, or their disrespect into your future. You let their poor opinion of you fall to the ground. You leave them exactly where they are, facing their own consequences. Most people leave physically, but they still carry the dust. They obsessively check social media. They wait for a text. They hope the other person feels guilty. That is not walking away. That is waiting from a distance. True detachment is shaking the dust. It is realizing that their inability to see your value is their tragedy, not yours. When you finally master this, you begin to understand the true, heavy weight of your presence. Think about the ultimate historical examples of authority and quiet confidence. The most powerful figures did not stay in the chaotic crowds when people tried to control them. When the crowds wanted to force him to be a king on their terms, to use him for their agenda, what did he do? He didn't negotiate. He didn't passionately argue. He simply slipped away unnoticed and withdrew to the mountain completely alone. He purposely made his presence inaccessible. Manipulative people panic when they can no longer access you. When someone is used to you always being there, always forgiving, always explaining, your presence becomes cheap to them. They take your availability for granted. But the moment you withdraw to the mountain, the moment you remove your attention, their fragile ego suddenly loses its primary food supply. They realize that their harsh words no longer move you. They realize they cannot trigger your emotions anymore. And in that terrifying silence, they are forced to sit alone with their own behavior. Your absolute withdrawal is the loudest and most terrifying statement you can make to a manipulative mind. When you decide to walk away, you will feel an urge to explain why. You will want to send that long paragraph. You will want to have one last conversation for the sake of closure. Do not do it. When the ultimate test of power happened, facing false accusations, mockery, and intense pressure from leaders who held his life in their hands, the most powerful response ever recorded in human history was absolute silence. He gave them no words to twist. He offered zero defense to people who had already made up their minds. He gave them nothing to feed on. When you explain why you are leaving, you are still seeking their validation. You are still asking them to understand you. You are still hoping they will finally say, "You're right, I am so sorry." If they didn't understand you when you were present, they will not understand you when you leave. A long goodbye is just a delayed return. True power requires no final speech. When you remove yourself from the equation, you are no longer playing their game. You are no longer participating in a cycle designed to drain your energy. People who feed on drama require an audience to survive. They desperately need your reactions to validate their existence and maintain their control over you. By offering them nothing but your absolute silence, you starve their toxic patterns. You reclaim your peace, not by winning an exhausting battle, but by refusing to step onto the battlefield altogether. Walking away is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is the ultimate display of self-respect. It is a defining moment you look at a table where respect is no longer being served, and you choose to stand up. Let them misunderstand you. Let them think what they want. Let them lose you. Guard your pearls. Shake the dust off your feet and step into the quiet peace of your own presence. Subscribe for emotional clarity.